So last week we talked about 12-week year and smarter goals A-way. That was the why behind it all. Today we're gonna go into the how and the what. That's if you know me for a while, that's how I operate. I start with the why, I go into the how, the strategy, and then I go into the tactics of the what. And that's what we're gonna go through today. So let me go ahead and project my screen. Here we go. Okay, so just to review, okay, growth increases, it helps increase don't have. Okay, we're trying to equip you so that you can give what you do get, and you can pass it on to others. Just like Ryan reminds us constantly, man, if you can't lead one, you can't lead any. So you must lead one in order to lead many. This is about self-leadership. This is about self-growth, so that you can grow yourself, and then you can then impact others' lives. Because really, I want the fruit of my life to grow on other people's trees. That's what I want the rest of my life to be about. The second half of the journey of my life is about significance, and to be able to impart the fruit of my life to grow on other people's trees, because God's given me so much. I'm so thankful for that. I can't just hold it. I got to give it to others. And so what Charles Duhigg also said there, you see in the quotes, the key to victory is creating the right routines and goals, whether it's 12-week year, 90-day, 21-day sprint, whatever it is, it's about the right routines. And so what does that look like? So reviewing quickly, smarter, A-way. What is a smarter goal? It's specific because it's in detail, extensive detail. It's measurable. You can quantify it. It's actionable. It should compel you to action, okay? If your goal doesn't scare you, it is not big enough, okay? Let me say it again. If your goal does not scare you, it's not big enough. And it has to be realistic and relevant, okay? Let's just be honest. There's a lot of things going on. Some of you are doing the affiliate and network marketing. You're building this business on a full-time basis. Some of us have full-time jobs and are working half-time on our fortune. So we have to do things differently and keep it realistic in how we're doing it. Doesn't mean we don't get after it. It's just you have to adjust in the way that best fits your current situation. And then time, you have to tie it to time, so you have some boundaries. There's this law that I'll talk about a little bit more. It's called Parkinson's law, that deals with time. And then you have to be able to evaluate and readjust. If you can't evaluate, then you don't know how to readjust, and then you're not really holding yourself accountable. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Example one, I want to achieve the next rank in Avoria Prime, okay? That is not a smarter goal. Why? Is it specific? A little bit. Is it measurable? Not really. There's nothing there for me to measure. Is it actionable? Doesn't really compel me, doesn't excite me. Is it realistic? I don't know, because I don't know what the next rank is, right? Is it time driven? No. And because it's not time driven, it's not measurable, it's not specific, then can I really evaluate it and readjust? Okay, so this is an example of what I call a fluff goal. This is just fluffy. It's not good. Example number two, I want to achieve Visionary 600 in Avoria Prime. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Is it specific? A little bit more specific. Can I measure that? Yeah, I can measure Visionary 600. Is it actionable? Should be. That excites you. Is it realistic? Depends where you currently are. Time, I don't see any time there. So that would be eh. And because there's no time, can I evaluate it? I can evaluate based on numbers, but then the whole time gets in the way. If there's no time, then this Parkinson's law gets in the way. And what the Parkinson's business law says is a task will take the time that you give it. So if you give yourself a year, you're gonna take a year. If you give yourself 6 months, you're gonna take 6 months. All right. So you got to crunch that Parkinson's law down to something realistic. Can I evaluate this? Based on Visionary 600? Yes, but probably not as stringent as it needs to be. And I could possibly readjust it. All right, so now let's look at example number 3. I want to achieve rank of Visionary 600 no later than 30 July. Okay, is this specific? Yep, now I'm really getting into the extensive details. Can I measure that? Absolutely. Not only by the rank, but I can measure it by the time that I'm giving myself. Is it actionable? Yep, I can get after it. In fact, what we're going to see here is I can then break it down by month and by week and probably even by day. Is it realistic? Yep. Even if you're just starting out, 90-day sprint to Visionary 600, is realistic depending on your level of expertise. And oh, by the way, we've got some amazing leaders in here that can easily get you there if you just allow them to and do what they say and follow the systems that we've established. The time, 30 July, yep, it's in there. So then can I evaluate it based on rank and time? Check. And then can I readjust? Check. So now we have a smarter goal established. I want to achieve rank of Visionary 600 no later than 30 July. So then what's the next step? Okay, minding my business goal a way, okay, a way. So we have our example 3. I want to achieve rank of Visionary 600 no later than 30 July. Step 1, identify the requirements, okay? You should know in the comp plan, the Visionary 600 takes 4 in each leg, okay? 4 in each leg, that's the 4-4-4, leg 1, 2, 3. Step 2, what's my current status? For this example, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm already a visionary. I've got 1, because I got my 3 for free, because I listened to what Al Franklin said, and I got my 3 for free, boom, right? So I have 1 in each leg. Next, the milestones by lane. In other words, what do I still need to get to the 4 in each leg? Well, I'm short 3 in each leg, which means I'm short 9 total, okay? So you see how it's now breaking it down. Step 4, who are my key builders in each leg? For this example, I'm using Oliver, Dwaylen, and Richard, which are my guys they're not even necessarily in the same legs, but these are 3 of my guys, okay? Because I need to know who the key builders are. In this case, it's only 1 builder per leg, but as you go, you're gonna have to find out who the folks are. And I was talking about it on Tuesday night. Find out who the ones that are hungry. Find out the ones that want to make this as a business, and then keep digging with them and keep finding them because they're the ones that are hungry. Step 5, your weekly targets. Okay, so from now to 30 July, that's a 90-day sprint. That's 12 weeks. That's 84 days. So 12 weeks. I only need 9 people. So that it's about 1 per week. So if I get 1 person per week, I should hit my Visionary 600 goal by 30 July. So that's the gauge and the criteria by which I'm going to keep establishing my goals. Try to get 1 person per week, okay? So now using Richard as the example here. So Tank, you're the training aid, man. So get 3 for free because, oh, by the way, if Oliver, Dwaylen, or Richard get their 3, that's helping them get their 3 for free. So what does that mean? Okay, well, let's break this down. If I have 12 weeks, the law of averages tells me that if I'm going to get 3, I probably need to get belly to belly with about 30 folks, whether it's on Zoom or a 3-way call with my upline or somebody, okay? And that same law of averages tells me that I probably need to be sending out 30 types of messages. Now, a lot of people think, hey, this is a lot. Oh my gosh, 300 messages. I don't even have 3. Just pump your brakes and take a deep breath real quick. Just take a deep breath and here's what it looks like. Because then we're going to break it down. Make it simple. So if I need 30 prospects on a Zoom or a 3-way call to get my 3, then I can break that down in 3 per week. And really, if I do 3 per week on a Zoom call or a 3-way call with my upline, that's actually 36 in 12 weeks. Okay, I'm just giving myself a little buffer room here. And if I take that 300 messages and I break them down into 12 weeks, that's about 30 messages per week. And oh, by the way, for those crazy math people, I know 30 messages really in 12 weeks is 360 messages, okay? And some people say, oh my gosh, that's still a lot. I know. Well, let's break it down by day. If you're trying to get 3 prospects on a Zoom or 3-way call in a week or send 30 messages per week, that's 3 connect calls and 6 messages daily. All right, send 6 messages daily, whether it's a text saying, hey, I got something really exciting I really want you to know about. Let me know when you got 5 minutes to get on a call. Boom, message sent. You copy paste that, you send it to 6 people, right? So if those 6 people respond back, now you got a connect call, right? And you think you can make 3 connect calls and 6 messages daily? I think that's pretty reasonable. And oh, by the way, you say, that's it? Yeah, that's it. It's boring. It's not, it's technically, I mean, literally not rocket science. But when it adds up, when you add those compounding calls and messages daily and then weekly and then 12 weeks and 3 months, it adds up to 3 for free, 30 prospecting calls and Zooms and 300 messages. And I guarantee you, you probably get it sooner and you probably get more. Because what I love about what Al Franklin teaches is, hey, you find somebody and then you get part of their network. Hey, who do you know? Hey, tell me 3 to 5 people you know right now that would be interested in this, and let's get them on a call. And you start getting comfortable with that. And oh, by the way, out of those 300 messages, you're probably going to get at least 200 no's, maybe. Go for no. Don't be scared of the no's. They just miss out. You're just trying to show them something good. Don't stop. Don't let that be a roadblock. Say, okay, thanks for the, hey, can I get a hold of you later some other time? Just keep you interested in what I'm doing, and then put them on the results page and let that work for you, right? Okay, any questions real quick on the three-way go? Because I'm going to continue on here a little bit more on how we do this. Okay. All right, so now, how do you get to your goals? Okay, we're still going with the same goal. Visionary 600 no later than 30 July. So planning factors, success, because that's what you want. You want success. Success is about goal setting, what we're doing here, and you have to do it, okay? It's like Al Williams says, just do it. You have to take time to plan and do it. The goal is Visionary 600 rank. Visionary 600 in 12-week year, which is 90 days. 90 days is 4 21-day sprints. Okay, 90 days is 4 21-day sprints. And if you're really doing the math, that's 84 days. That gives you time to adjust and gives you a little time to plan for the next 90-day sprint. Okay, you make a plan and you have time for the wham. Hey, look, I'm a poet, didn't even know it, right? Plan and wham. The wham is the weekly accountability meeting because you have to adjust. That's the E and the R. The wham, the weekly accountability meeting, is the E and the R of your SMART goals. It's how you evaluate and you readjust your goals every week. And if you do it every week, it compounds. So that if you're making mistakes, you adjust faster and you're not just continuing down the road and keep stumbling on yourself. All right. But oh, by the way, look, the things that we have available. The 3 for free guide and the 21-day sprint for affiliates, okay? If you're not using the 3 for free guide, you're missing out. It's an amazing product that folks like Michael Faust and Nancy Tu and Herney Loss, they poured themselves into it. Gord put some stuff into. There's some great folks that put their time into this. And the 21-day sprint, Ryan went over on Thursday for the affiliates, okay? So these are just some ways that you can do that. But wait, there's more, right? So I've talked about the goal. I've talked about how to break it down. How does it look like on a calendar? Okay, well, let's look. Okay. So look, here we are, May. Today's the 9th, okay? So take the next week and a half and plan out your goal. Plan out your smarter goal. What do you want to achieve, right? And set your 21-day sprint plan if you're an affiliate. By the 21st, we're going to publish the leader guide. I believe Ryan will publish this next week coming up, the affiliate business builder guide. So all the systems will be in place. And then you have your 12-week year ready combined with a 21-day sprint. So you start on the 23rd, you start your sprint, which is week 1, and days 1 through 7, you see there with the weekly accountability meeting on the 29th. What does day 1 through 7 look like? Well, you go back to what I kind of went through. Let me go back real quick. This thing right here, right? 3 connect calls and 3 messages daily. 3 connect calls and 6 messages daily. That's what you do. 3 connect calls, 6 messages daily. And you just keep doing that. And you just keep doing that. On a daily basis, you just keep doing that. Okay? Oops, going back here. Okay? So, this is the first week, right? Sprint number 1, days 1 through 7. You have your weekly accountability meeting, you evaluate, you readjust. You start sprint week 2. And then what does it look like for June? Same thing. Sprint number 1, days 8 through 14. Weekly accountability meeting on the 5th. Ruthless repetition. Ruthless repetition, you vary the conditions as you adjust, equals excellence. Ruthless repetition, vary the conditions, equals excellence. Okay? You start week 3, days 15 through 21. You do it again. Okay? You keep going. And then on day 21, evaluate and readjust for sprint number 2 on the 12th. That's the end of your your first 21-day sprint. And then on the 13th, guess what? You start sprint 2. Ruthless repetition. You vary the conditions because you've adjusted, you've learned, and you keep going. And you just keep going and going and going. Okay? And you can do this. It's just broken down. All I did for you is take this big goal that you think is out of your reach, and you just break it down to a daily basis. But now you have to have the discipline to do it. So what do you need to do? Because by the 4th of July, you want to be celebrating and say, look what I've accomplished. And maybe I guarantee some of you that aren't Visionary 600, by 4th of July, you're going to be celebrating. I'm making $600 a month, $7,200 a year now. I got something to celebrate, right? And oh, by the way, let's just celebrate America, right? So there you go. So what does this look like? Resources to know and use, right? Here are some things you got to realize. When is your sponsor presenting the product? When are they getting on Zoom calls? I know Al puts out the times that he's doing the Zoom calls, and he's thinking about doing something new with two times a day. Well, know when that happens so that you can get people on those Zoom calls. I have one a week. So get people on the Zoom. It doesn't matter if they're on your team or not. It doesn't matter if you're sponsored or not. We're all one team. So get people on those Zoom calls. Know your upline's contact information and know how to make a 3-way call on your phone, whether it's an iPhone or Samsung, so you can bring them in when your prospect has some questions. Don't think that you have to present everything and you have to know everything, because you don't. If you're new to this, there's a lot of us that know more. There's a lot of folks above me that know more, and I'm just going to bring them in and leverage them. Okay? Talk to your sponsor daily. Okay? Here's the one thing about accountability. Communicate it. If nobody knows your goals, if you haven't communicated those goals, then you're going to let yourself off easy. When you do your wham every week, you know what, I'm okay, but because I didn't feel good on Wednesday or I didn't do this, you're going to let yourself off the hook. So get an accountability partner, tell them your goals, share your goals, and instead of time so you can do a weekly accountability meeting together. Okay? Here's a challenge, the leaders that we're trying to do in TradeWise. We're trying to do one every week so that we can get on and we can hold each other accountable. Hey, what are you doing? You said you can. Y'all probably know De La Salle, right? The storied football team De La Salle that had the streak forever in winning. One of the key things that did every Friday, not Friday because they played on Friday, I think it was on Thursdays or Wednesdays, they went to the coach's house and they had a commitment meeting. And each of the leaders got up with their 3x5 cards, said, here's what I'm committing to do this week. And they committed, and they communicated out in the open so everybody can hold them accountable. So if they didn't, they would hold each other accountable. That's how the Blackhearts did it as well down in Australia. One of the most winningest teams in all of sports is they're a rugby team, but they held each other accountable because they communicated their commitments to each other, and because they became a team and like a family, did it in a loving way to hold each other accountable. Okay, so have a journal to reflect in on as you progress. Okay, have that journal and make sure that you're tracking your progress, because you're going to get emotional about stuff like this. You are going to you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, you're going to be in your valleys, you're going to be on your mountaintops. You need to reflect on that so you can encourage yourself and look back and see how much you've learned. And then learn, live, and love the welcome kit. Okay, that's the other resource on there. Know that welcome kit, because you're going to have to pass it on to your new prospects so that they learn what's going on with it. Okay, so here's your challenge. Okay, continue establishing your 12-week year goals, 1 to 3, no more than 1 to 3. If you're just starting, I would only go with 1. Okay, and establish your first 21-day sprint. What's that going to look like from starting 23 May all the way into July, and see what kind of goals you're going to see what kind of success you can have. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the success that you will have when you follow and have those disciplined habits.